some, it's going back home after this experience and finding that your relationship is working well. Sometimes you go mad because you never believed it. One of the biggest challenges people are facing is not the fear of failure. Today is what? The fear of success. Because they can't even contain it. Say, me having this amount of money, they run mad. Say, me having this kind of husband, me having this kind of spouse, me having this kind of wife, me having these wonderful children, they run mad because they develop their mind to be able to even grow to the level where they can accept this as their reality. So that's why sometimes we quarrel. We say, it's wrong. How can those people be happy? We are angry with happy people. We say, no, there must be something wrong. You just believe that how can they just be happy? There must be something. Because for you, in your mindset, happiness is not possible. So these 3 days, I'm excited that together with the whole team and with you especially, we're going to go on this journey. But this journey should not be a journey for other people. Be here for who? For yourself. NLP work begins with you. Be here for yourself. Open up. Your book is there in front of you. Write out those things that you think you need to write. Not just because of those things you want to share on social media and say they are deep, like Mr. Osa said, but because these things are going to help you break down these structures. Today we have somebody called the richest man. I don't know. Do you know about him? Amazon. And I hope you know the kind of wealth made has never been made ever before. Yeah. Why? Because there's something he's creating. There's a structure he's operating from that we seem not to understand. So for us, we'll say what? He has done something. Hello? Have you seen people who attribute success to that? Say they are doing something. Just clear eye. It's not pure. And so you even give yourself that opportunity and say, it's because I don't want to do anything. Yeah. If I wanted to do something, me too now I would have been. See, yes, we are glad that you want to go in the legal way. Is that right? We are glad that you want to go in the right way. But also you can still succeed in the right way. And that is what NLP is for. NLP is for decent people. NLP is for people who are saying, I want to go the right way, but I also want to succeed. It doesn't mean that people who do the right things cannot have a good life. You deserve a good life. And please celebrate yourself always for that. Thank you so much.
Look at the neighbor around you and say to them, you deserve. Many of us grew up with the thought, I don't deserve. It's good things don't happen to me and all of that. We deserve. Okay? We're building step by step. The training hasn't started yet, and I'm excited about how we're going. Yeah, for real. I think we'll start sometime towards lunch break. I feel like we should go on a little stretch break or something like that, yeah. Sorry? Dance break. Okay. But I probably want to do a proper break, 20 minutes break in 30 minutes. Okay, in 30 minutes. Before then, I'd like you to get a neighbor and do something for me. Because some of the things, because some of you have to act stupid like children. With those things kids did, we call stupid. You need to go back to being a child again. We need you to loosen up around here. We need to stop the forming and stuff. So let me get somebody to do something stupid here with me so that you can also stand up, get a partner and do that, okay? Who knows how to play here? I'm looking for a lady who knows how to play a lot. You know how to play? Are you sure? You know how to do 10-10? You know how to do that? My mother told me. Yeah. Come. Let's show them how to play. Effie, come and hold the mic, bro. Effie, say, hey, please come quickly. Now, let's see whether you know how to do it. Eh? So, 10-10, 10-10. Maybe so they do more. 10-10, 10-10, 10-10. One difference is me, the same as you. 1, 2, 3, 4. Only me. 5, 6, 7, 8. Hey! One for you. You get that? Okay, so let's do my mother told me, okay? My says no how to do it. Some of you can't handle it. Why are you about to faint? Stand up, get a partner. Make sure it's somebody you didn't come with. Get a partner, get a partner. If you are more comfortable with a woman, get a woman. If you are more comfortable with a guy, get a guy. Whatever it is you're comfortable with a partner. Quickly, quickly. No going out, stay here. Good, good, good. Have you got a partner? Oh yeah, my mother told me start. Stop deforming. Stop watching. Play around like a child. Now, wow, if you see the way some people they do them, sure. OC, put the mic around the people behind the mic. Those man and woman behind the mic. OC, turn that thing, oh, quickly, quickly. Now, wow. Learn now, learn how to do it. Auntie, teach them. They don't know how to do it. Oh yeah, do 10 10 10 10 E1 10 10 E2 10 10. Get a partner now. Get a partner. Get a partner. 1. Bros, do the thing. Do the thing. Teach him if he doesn't know how to do it. Teach him. All right. Give your partner a double high five. Say to them, well done. I loved it. Sit down. Feel good for no good reason. Sit down. Feel fabulous. I don't know if some of you know what you did, but one time a great guy was doing something and then some people came around and he said to them, until you become like these little ones. Some of you have heard that before, right? Until you become like these little ones. Now, if you notice something about little ones, say young. You didn't know which of your neighbors was Yoruba or Hausa. Everybody was your friend. You didn't know which one was Muslim or Christian or Buddhist. They were all the same. Until their parents started to say, eh! So they started to introduce Igbo, Ijebu, Hausa, Fulani, and all of those ones. Okay? There are good people everywhere. There are bad people everywhere. Okay? But we were introduced, something was introduced to us that began to say. Now, in NLP, when you come into here, this place, for us to introduce NLP to you for 3 days, because for us, NLP is an immersive 7-day experience. This is just a taster. Somebody say taster. For you to know, what is this all about? And Walter did a little bit of that. What I am teaching, I'm layering everything with NLP approaches and principles and techniques and tools. And we also want to introduce you, like we were introduced to all kinds of beliefs, we were introduced to all kinds of paradigms that were disempowering. We want to introduce you to some. NLP has somewhere around 20-something, what we call assumptions of neuro-linguistics programming or presuppositions of neuro-linguistics. So I want you to write it somewhere there. Assumptions of neuro-linguistics programming, because that's what we're about to look at. Presuppositions of neuro-linguistics programming. We call them, I think it's even in your manual, when the person who is dealing with it comes, they'll tell us what page it is on. It's called presuppositions of NLP. Now we'll begin to look at the people who want to succeed. How are they thinking? The people who are billionaires. The people who founded this area of study. They began to see how other therapists and the NLP was created by 3 therapists. One was a psych was a family therapist. One was a family therapist by the name of Virginia Satir. One was a psychotherapist by the name of Milton Erickson. They studied a lot of Milton Erickson teachings and approaches and all that. The people who founded NLP studied the techniques that these therapists, who were massively successful with what they were doing, they started studying them and they started saying, this result that these people are producing, can we produce them in our own work? Can we have other people produce results modeling this approach and become successful in sports, in engineering, in leadership, in whatever? And that was how NLP was birthed. They studied these three therapies and they began to look at the powerful ways they were having massive results happen that their other contemporaries were not having happen. And they said, okay, can we adopt this? And then the change movement, these principles were adopted. So we'll begin to look at some of the foundational presuppositions, because before you do everything, when you are about to drive a car, you presuppose that the car is in good condition. If you presuppose that the car is in bad condition, you know you'll be driving it differently. If you presuppose that the car is in a good condition, you'll be running at some speed, you'll be careless about how far you go. But if you presuppose that maybe there just is not enough fuel in the car, or this car tires are bad, it would affect everything. So when you come into the journey of real change and transformation at the unconscious level, you have to come into this journey with certain presuppositions and what literally some people will call beliefs. Okay? And to do that is someone that I appreciate so much, who's a member of our team and who has made great changes like Walter Samuel happen. Put your hands together for everybody, to somebody to call Nike Ajayi. Come on, put your hands together, everybody.
Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. Is it afternoon? Yes. Sorry. Good morning. Okay. What's happening? Good morning, everybody. Okay. Now I'm feeling you. We're getting there. This is like 30%. So we're getting there. Abby? Good morning, everybody. Good morning. 50%. Good morning, everybody. Yay! Good. Nice to see you guys. Ah, okay. Good to see you. All right. My name is Nike Ajayi, like Mr. also said. A couple of years ago, I came in touch with NLP. And what you guys are doing right now, what you guys have right now, honestly, so much luxury. We didn't have it. So we were just thrown into the ocean and told, swim. But you guys have 3 days preparatory class, introductory class to the main thing. So I'm happy to see everybody. And someone made a comment at the back, and I said I was like, oh, I so wish I had this. Let me tell you a bit of my NLP story. Let me tell you how I came into NLP. There was a time in my life things were not going well. I'm so sure everybody can attest to, you know, I'd like to say good morning to our streamers streaming with us online. A time came, things were not going well. People saw me and thought, okay, everything was good. People thought, you know, sometimes even when you ask for help, people look at you and like, are you okay? Like, I'd asked for someone to help me at some point. We got out, and then I had a BMW. We got out, and then the person looked at me, looked at the car. Like, is this your car? I said, yes. He said, this is your car. And you were complaining. And the person is. And I felt, oh, only if you understand. So, you know, I was at that place where things were not going well, right? Things are in what I wanted them to be. Like, you know, internally, you know that there is so much you could do with your life. You know that I can be this. You see, probably you see people on TV, and you're wondering, what are they doing that I can't do? So I was at that point. And then at some point, you know, I felt, okay, hold on. I'm tired of pretending, and I'm tired of thinking or assuming that this is how it's going to be all forever. I wanted something else. I wanted more out of life. I knew I had a lot of things internally, but I didn't know how to bring them out. And also, like Mr. also said, consciously, I had made some decisions, but things were weighing me down. My unconscious was ruling so much, like mutiny, like like sabotaging, everything. So many things were clashing. So at some point, I came across a book, and one of the things I learned from the book was about having a one-on-one journaling time with God. So I was like, I can do that. That one is very easy. I can do that because this God, He has to answer me. This year, it's my year. He has to answer me, And mostly it was centered around money. You know how we sometimes feel that once you have money, all your problems are over. So I was like, okay, so I'll do this one-on-one journaling time, 7 p.m. every night. Everybody in my life knew. Don't call me at 7 p.m. There is no mommy at 7 p.m. There is no wife at 7 p.m. It was just me and God, and then I'll take my book and write. And I'll write, Initially, it looked crazy. It looked like, what's that? And, I'll hear things, and I'll write. Sometimes I'll be like, okay, God, is our time, Abby. I had a chair and table. They are sitting down there. God, I'm sitting down here. This is the table. Talk. Let me write. And I'll write. It sounded funny and stupid and crazy. And I'll write. And then I'll be like, okay, I've written my own. I've exhausted my own. Tell me your own. And it would flow. I'd heard some things. But particularly, I went to God, filled with so much dissatisfaction. And I was like, okay, this is what's happening and all that. And I started writing. And he started talking to me and he said, I would like you to understand how the human mind and emotion works. I'd like you to study how the human mind and emotion works. Please, does that sound like God? Does that sound like, okay, yeah, maybe some people. It didn't sound like God to me. Like, I'm telling you I need money, you're telling me how human mind and emotion works. What's that? In the scheme of things. Big picture. I say money, correct money. And honestly, that day, I think that was the day I had the most lackadaisical attitude towards everything. Because I felt like, okay, so, grudgingly I wrote at the end, okay, Father, I don't know how this will be. If it's going to be a training, if it's going to be a course, if it's going to be a book, I'm so sure you'll bring it across my way. So I flipped over, I finished. That was 2014, May 26, 2014, and I flipped off, and then I moved on. I continued my life. I would do that every day. I would do the journaling every day. A day came, January 2015, I had a friend who was close to me, and most times we would communicate. And at a particular time, I was looking for him for like almost a whole week. Where have you been now? So eventually, he picked my call, or he responded, and he said, oh, I'm sorry, I'll see you next week, Tuesday. So I was waiting for him to come next week, Tuesday. Like, a whole week, where did you go to? And then he said to me, I went for this training. Then he started telling me about the training. At a point, I said, hold on. Sometimes God says some things to you, and then you hear confirmation, especially when he uses some words and phrases. And he came and he was talking to me, and he said, oh, they taught us about something, now I understand how the human mind works. I was like, oh, hold on. Did you read my journal? I was like, no, now. Anike, your journal. Did I catch that journal? I was like, I said, oh, yeah, continue. I was so interested. And then he started talking, and at some point I was like, you're sure you didn't read my journal? He said, no. At the point I said to him, hold on. I'm going to go for this course. And like I like to say to everybody at this point, it's an opportunity I just was not going to let go ever. Because hitherto, I knew what I had struggled with. I knew what I wanted. Now I had that thing the previous year. I kind of like dismissed it. But sometimes you go through something. You are the one in it. You're experiencing it. Then you get a bit of ease and you think the issue is sorted. Then it comes back full force and it grips you. Like a woman in labor. Contraction. It comes. And then you're like, okay. All right, I'm fine now. And then sometimes it comes like, I am not leaving you. I'm just going to hook you. This baby is about to come out. Like I say to people when they come giving me some excuses, sometimes I'm like, I'm not okay. And then they laugh. I'm like, really? Let's look at it. Once you're hooked, that thing grips you. And okay, you know what? This is either my life or you are going to go. And then you say to yourself, no matter what it takes, I'm ready for this change to come. So I was at that point in January when he said to me, okay, it's a course I went for. That's why you didn't see me last week. And then he started explaining and I was like, that's it. That's that thing I've been looking for all this while. So I came for this training. And I started understanding. And until I think late last year, and I'm still getting clearer understanding to it, I realized, oh, this is why You know, Mr. Innocent, about mindset. Walter talked about mindset. Until the mindset changes. See, you do not, the first time I heard about it, that you do not need extra money to become a millionaire. Right now, I felt, how far now? You can try, sha. You know, I used to be like, people can talk, sha. And then the person saying it was so convincing. I was like, that's the day. You know? But now I get it. See, there is abundance out there. The reason why you're not partaking out of the abundance is that you do not have an abundant set. Until that changes, nothing is going to change. So I was telling somebody said to me, Happy New Year, Happy New You. I was upset. I said, how? Because I slept. What's the difference between the sleep of 30th of November and 1st of December and 31st of December and 1st of January? Tell me. So how did it birth a new me? Because a new me has to go through a process. A new me, beyond many things, has to adopt new beliefs and assumptions. And that's what I'm going to be talking to you about this morning. I'm going to be talking to you about the assumptions of NLP. And that's on page 12 of your manual. Can we turn there, please? Now, these are called assumptions. They are called presuppositions too. These are for me, I like to look at them as the philosophy, the bedrock of NLP. These are assumptions that guide the work of NLP. They are not necessarily beliefs. They are assumptions. You presume them that they are true, you go act on them, and then you see the result. If you act on one, and then you don't see the results, I would say immediately do not discard it. How many of us remember when this thing was so rampant? Heaven help those who help themselves. Do you know, until some people came and started debunking it, it's not in the Bible. Then one day I realized it's not a Bible thing, it's a presupposition. How many people believed that thing initially when you heard it? And you imbibed it, and you will say to yourself, no, heaven would help me when I help myself. And you went about and you helped yourself. And then heaven helped you, and you got the result. How many people? So in that line, these are also presuppositions. Because you know what? I can say to OG is my friend, you know, and then I can say, this morning OG sent me a text message. Thank you so much. This morning OG sent me a message, and then we were chatting, and then I said to her, I'll see you there by 9 o'clock. I presupposed that she was coming. There was no story. Do you understand? So in my head and in her head too, even if she was planning on not coming, even though that was not what our discussion was about. Do you know sometimes people say to you, when I see you tomorrow, we will talk. And in your mind, you weren't planning on coming tomorrow. But since that person said it, you felt okay. And then you fell in line and you were there. There have been disempowering presuppositions that we have imbibed in our lives. Now, what this is doing is to equip you with the empowering presuppositions that then now put you at course of your life. Like I said, they are not necessarily beliefs, they are assumptions. That when you begin to imbibe them, you begin to see results, outstanding results. So I'm going to pick on a few. We have 32. We have 32 here. And then I'm just going to pick on a few. And we necessarily do not have to follow any order. When you come for the proper training, you get everything. So I'm going to talk about you're in charge of your mind and therefore your results, which is the first one to your right, to your left rather. You are in charge of your mind and therefore your result. Can we say that together? Okay, can we personalize that? I'm in charge of my mind and therefore my result. How many people have felt that the result I've gotten is as a result of this person not doing the right thing? Oh, that person not doing the right thing. And you remember what Mr. Osa said this morning about being at cause and being at effect. Now we're coming and saying to you, you're in charge of your mind. Every result you recorded in things you have gotten involved in probably business you've gotten involved in, at work, results you've recorded are as a result of the way you used your mind. We talked about self-sabotaging this morning. And most times, people don't understand that even self-sabotaging creeps in almost with you not being aware. And the way you use your mind results into self-sabotaging. I keep saying it. I was having a conversation with a friend of mine one day, and then I said to her, our mind is the greatest tool God gave us. And then she said, greatest tool? I said, yes. And then she said, man, there's a way it could be. Or, you know, are you sure it's a good thing? And because sometimes it's also, and I said, yes. That's because of the way we've used our mind. Do you know how you say to yourself, I will do something, and at some point, you talk yourself out? You know, you're the ones talking yourself out of that thing. That's another way. Another side that I don't have so much time to marry everything together is this. I often ask people, are you the boss driver of your life? And people are quick to say, yes. I'm like, hold on. The thought you think in your head, is it originally yours? Or something you borrowed somewhere? Can you boast truly of an original thought you've had recent times? Or the fact that everybody says, okay, this is how we're going, and then everybody goes that way. Sometimes it looks like some of us are just a bunch of headless proud sometimes. Because most times, and you would see it apparent with the way we do things, it's a Yoruba word is coming to my mind. I'll try and interpret. You know when they say that everybody has slept and they are all facing one direction? Thank you very much. You understand? That's the way sometimes it is. There are so many things. Who controls the result of your life? So if I say to you, Chinwe, whatever it is you do, however it is, whatever it is you're involved in, what result have you gotten so far? And then you say to me, okay, I've gotten 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. And then I say to you, all right, what happened to the remaining? And then you're like, you know, last year I would have met my target, if not for, you see, the people that are working with me. And then you say, oh, this person, it was this person. And you begin to look for, and then sometimes I think, personally, even let's take out the external factors away. Personally, as a person, I was having a conversation with someone one day, and then she said to me, see, the reason why I'm overweight, I feel it's because at home, my husband wants to he always wants to eat this kind of food. And for me, when I cook it, I just want to leave everybody to eat together. So I'm like, even though you say this food is not good for your body type or your own weight. And she's like, hey, now. And then she goes, sometimes I don't even intend to cook that food. Or, well, I've cooked it. Then I want to give him his own. And then, you know, sometimes I just find myself doing it. I'm like, and you're blaming who? It's your life. It's your mind. The way you have used your mind is what is giving you the results you have. So now, let's assume you know this. What changes? Remember, because most times when people come for push, I hear some friends say, oh, I've done NLP. I'm like, no, you haven't done NLP. You just came for push. Push is just like, see, we have not even swept the surface with these 3 days. Honestly, we haven't swept it. One of the reasons why we decided to do this, like the last push we had, somebody said, how can you do this 3 days free training? And I said to the person, love. And the person looked at me, love. Do you know me that you're loving me? And I was like, okay, I understand where you're coming from. It's okay. Most times we feel people want to get things from us. That's why they love us. You know, it's okay. We get it. I get it. And honestly, most times when people talk, you can already tell who they are and then where their mind is and their model of the world. You know. So for me, to wrap this number one up, the way you've used your mind so far is the reason why you're getting the results you have. At some point, okay, I think I want to talk about the 4 stages of learning at this point. This is like an extra bonus, but let's just quickly talk about it. I don't think this is anywhere in your manual, so you might want to write, please. The 4 stages of learning. Number 1 is unconscious. The 4th stage of learning, the 4 stages of growth. Anything you're doing, be it here, anywhere else in life, everybody goes through these 4 processes of learning. And the number 1 stage is the unconscious incompetence level. This is the level where you do not know that you do not know. So perchance for some people, until I said you're in charge of your mind, therefore your results, they did not know that they did not know. How many people drive here? Right. There was a time when you were 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years old and you did not know that you did not know how to drive. All you knew how to do was jump into the car and make demands on mommy and daddy and say, I want to go to, and then jump into the car. That stage, you did not know that really there was anything called driving per se. It wasn't in your scope or your map, or it wasn't an immediate concern for you. So at this point, you do not know that you do not know. So there's some things that, even though we said at the beginning that some things won't be new, also at some point, some things will come to you as new. And if you look at your life, almost everything, the job you started, how many people went to school and they studied a particular course and they felt, okay, this is the job I'm going to look for. I'm going to look for a job. And then you get to the corporate world and you realize that what they taught you in school is different from what they... How many people? I studied advertising. I studied communication and language. I was equipped. I had a couple of... Advertising was one of the things we did. Broadcasting, public relations, all sorts, media. And then I felt, I know now. So I went for my interview feeling very... You know how your shoulders are high, like, I'm qualified. University of Ibadan for that matter. So I was feeling like, I know it. I know. And then we got to the interview stage, and the guy was interviewing me, and he was using terms I'd never heard before. It was at that point I said to myself, okay, humble yourself. You do not know. So, well, that's even at another stage. At a point, you did not know that you did not know anything or area of specialization. You did not know, and you did not know that you did not know. Now, the second level is conscious incompetence. Walter, I'm right, Abby? Walter. Okay. Conscious incompetence. Now, this is when you know that you do not know. This is the level they call the Bart's humility. That you know that you do not know. So at this level, let's take for example the example of a car. Maybe when you're a teenager, your interest started. You started having interest towards driving, and you're saying to yourself, and then that's to ask your parents some kind of questions. Okay, mommy, so why are you moving it from this gear to this gear? How do you know this gear is this gear? You are aware now that you do not know how to drive. So you are aware. So now you are aware, for ladies and some men too, you are aware now that you do not know how to cook a particular meal. There was a point in my life I didn't even know there was a soup called afang, because I'm not from that part of the world. And everyone, my mom would say, is for Euro, for this one, and then so the first time I came across, I was like, what's that? And then at some point, I became conscious of the fact that I didn't know. And see, beyond this class, for everything, I would like us to marry it together and look at life generally. There's some stages in life, and everybody goes through it. See, it's not like, oh, you've gone through it for this aspect of your life, so that other aspect. This is the first stages of learning and growth that automatically things fall under. There are some things now that I do not know that I do not know. It's going to come, I'm going to realize, okay, I don't know how to do this. Like Mr. Osa would say that before he couldn't do this. I would like to talk, but then put me in front of a crowd. I'm like, okay, I'll find my way through. But at some point, I felt, oh, okay, no, it's not working. For some people, it worked really well for them. So I started getting interested. Why is that person using that at this particular time? So now this is this level where you're conscious about your intents. You're conscious that you do not know. The third level is your conscious competence. Thank you. Conscious competence. Now that's the point whereby you're driving and you're almost overwhelmed because you're thinking, I have to look at this side, I have to look at the rear view mirror, I have to look at the right side mirror, I have to look at the left side mirror, and then you're like, okay, I know how to drive. So if you're asked, do you know how to drive? Yes, I know how to drive, but you're still very calculated and conscious of the fact that you're just learning now. So you do things, but you know that, okay, I know how to do it. If you will give me some time, I will send it to you, you know. And when I was working in the advertising agency, whenever new people come in, and you know, I think this thing, what we're talking about right now, if employers, if older colleagues understand it, and also put themselves in the shoes they were when they started working, you would have a bit of compassion and empathy for the new staff. Because, you know, even beyond new staff, even as parents, because there was a time you couldn't do that thing. You're just snapping at that child. I'm like, my friend, get over with it and do it and let us go. Stop wasting my time. There was a time, mommy and daddy, you were in that situation and you didn't know how to do it. Okay, let's say for someone said, but I didn't get it easy too during that time. My mother was not smiling. Anything like this is a scam. I'm like, okay, but you know better now. And remember how you felt during those stages in your life. And you know, we're quick to say, I'll never do that to my child. Stories. So many things. Let me give you guys one joke before I go. There are so many things I said I was never going to do. There was a particular one that used to annoy me. Because my father would sit in front of the TV. And this is the remote there. And then we'll be screaming, Nike! And then, you know, my father knew that when he says Nike, we're just starting. Then he will say, Nike! And then I come out of the room like, yes, Daddy. He said, give me that remote. Because it's the one paying my school fees, it's okay. That's why I can't show Lumepa. And then, you know, in my mind, I'll be like, okay, oh. You are a tenant. I better respect yourself. So you can't just get, because I didn't have anywhere to stay. They sent me out of the house. They remember me. So I'll just go and take the remote. I'm like, sir. But in my mind, you know, I'll go to the room and I'll start discussing with my siblings, especially my older brother. Like, what's wrong with Daddy now? The remote was just right there in front of him. In fact, there were sometimes the remote was beside him. He didn't see it. And then he would be screaming, Nike, where is this remote? I'm like, And I'm like, that is beside you. Give it to me. Daddy, try. So I said to myself, I'll never do that thing to my child. It's cruel. Not nice. It's humiliating. And I'll look for all the Englishes I knew. So I would do that. And a time came. That day I was feeling so tired. It's like, Larry. Like, yes, Mom. Please bring him the remote. At least me, I added, please. I tried. My father didn't add, please. Where are you? My father had, please. And I did it. And see, as we're joking about it, there are other grievous things that was done to us, but we said we won't do. So please also consider that as you're going through these stages, some other people are going through it too. That you've surmounted that and that you've gone through that process doesn't mean that it's easy for somebody else. All right, thank you. So now, the conscious competence. Now, the last stage is the unconscious competence. How many people drove here? conscious. How many people drove here today? Somebody's laughing. How many people drove here today? How many people remember when they left their house and when they got here? Like you were conscious about how you're conscious about the number of times you watch the rear view mirror. You're conscious about the number of times you watch the side view mirror. You know why? You've done it over and over and over and over and over and over to that point whereby it's become a part of you. What you did not know is that while you were doing that physically, neurons were being formed in your brain and they were following this trunk and pathwork in your head that made it automatic. I have a friend who does makeup and you see her now. She says, I'm coming. Then she goes to the room. And in less than 5, 7, maximum 12 minutes, you see this babe outside with the false lashes fixed, everything. She's a makeup artist. And you see her and you're wondering, now. When I want to do my foundation, I take my time. I'm taking my time like, okay, they said this one is medium coverage. She does everything in. That's because it's something she's done over and over and over and over and over and over again. I always get amazed. Sometimes mesmerized when it's a day of push and I probably was with Mr. Osa the day before and maybe even 10 minutes before, and then we'll say, okay, push in the next 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and then he grabs his jacket and he comes here and he begins to say all those things and he's pouring it out and pouring. I'm like, that's why. Oga, we're together some minutes. And you see, it's about the wealth of experience and conscious and continuous interaction. Somebody said, one day I said interaction, the person said, no, intercourse. With this particular thing. And honestly, that's the truth. Whatever it is that you're very skilled at now, was because you had devoted years or days of hours of continually doing this thing, that you've become a master at it. So with this understanding, I hope you know that there is nothing you can learn actually. When you know, okay, because when you know that it's about going through these 4 stages. So sometimes I say to myself, I've always wanted to learn at least minimum of 5 foreign languages. So I'll say to myself, okay, initially I'll be like, no, it's not possible. Now I look at it, I was even telling my son yesterday, he said something to me in Japanese. So I looked at him, I said, calm down. I said, calm down, I will learn it. Like, but mommy, you said you want to learn Japanese. I said, okay. He said, you know, one of the ways, then he told me one of the ways he is learning how to. And then he said, I watch Japanese cartoons. I said, eh. So I thought to myself, maybe that's how I should start. But before, initially, it was so daunting and overwhelming for me. Then I say to myself, Nick, at the 4 stages of learning and grow, it follows through all of this. Nothing, whatever, irregardless of any aspect, area of your life, it goes through all of this. Let's bring it down to this class. There's some things you'll be hearing, and then they'll say to you, they would seem to you like, no. Don't be quick to discard anything. Right now, it might not make a lot of sense. Sit with it. Chew. Have continuous intercourse. Thank you. With it. Then it makes sense. Let me round up. Let's go to the number. Which one else? Okay. Number 2. We cannot not learn. Always be asking, what can I learn here? That's the second one. We cannot not learn. Always be asking, what can I learn here? Can we say that together, please? Okay, I have to rush through now because you guys have to go on break. For me, one of the understanding I got from NLP and the things that you would learn more about when you come for the 7 days program is that when I look at all the things we do in class and all of it, at the end of the day, I say to myself, people come in with, sometimes, especially when we go through some processes and all that in class, sometimes people come in and they feel, I I don't think I can ever do this thing. And people say to you, oh, you look like, you are like, I'm like, no. In anything, even here, see, as much as you might want to, like Mr. Innocent said, if you want to know why none of us qualifies to talk to you, you would find. If you're looking for it, you would find. Some people might feel, I know Nike now, I know her in UI. And then you might feel, but there might be just something out of the multitude of everything. If you just say to yourself, okay, I'm here anyway, you shall be paying me 500 naira, madam. You say to yourself, I'm here anyway, let's presume that I cannot not learn. You know what that does? I read something about a belief, that having a belief about anything switches on or off that part of your brain that can give you the capacity to do that thing. So you say, okay, let's see. Do you know that sometimes even when you get curious, I don't know if you've spoken about curiosity, even when you get curious and you say to yourself, they said to you, oh, something, and you're like, you know what? Let's see how it goes. You've given yourself the opportunity to discover something. You've decided to be open. And from your being open, then you begin to learn something. Because you know what? It's just not possible that life is not teaching you. You probably were expecting that it has to come this way. So maybe you had a preconceived idea as to how you wanted this meeting to go, or how you expected us all to appear and to look like and to talk and to do all of that. Because some people come in with, oh, okay, I was expecting that every one of you would be like debonaires, you'd be all decked up and all that. And then I say to myself, Shebi, you came and you saw us in our humility. What did you learn? Because honestly, you cannot not learn, even from toddlers, even from life generally. It's not possible that in some way, it might not even be like you're not learning what you want. It might be that you're learning how it should not be done. In that way, you've also learned. I was talking about this presupposition to my husband one day, and then he said, hold on, you're not paying attention to the way that thing is written. It's written for you to think. And I said, okay. He said, you cannot not learn. Why is the not there? Because attention needs to be paid to that. Negative times negative equals to what? So why wasn't it put like that directly? So you just learned something. Clap for yourselves, please. All right. I have one more to talk about because I have to go. Come for the proper training. We'll tell stories a lot. All right. Respect other people's model of the world. Can we say that together? The quickest definition I can give about model of the world is that it's a unique way of living, of life, of perception to this person. There are no two people in this world that have the same level, the same model of the world. There are no two people. See, younger sister and I grew up together. I have 3 other siblings. The things I went through, they didn't go through it. The things I saw, we saw together. Their interpretation, their perspective, their understanding, it's so different. And you know how that does cause a lot of issues sometimes? At work, you feel, this file should be put like this. You know why? And that's just a metaphor to make us laugh. It should be put like this. You know why you think it should be put like that? You have your years of experience and how things should be done and how your mother did it, your father did it, you know, the previous employer, how they did it. Maybe you worked in an insurance company before, now you are in a different organization, and then you do not know, but you're unconsciously bringing the learnings of the neural spaces you've worked, you're bringing it here, and then you're saying this thing has to be done like this. This is how they do it. Who are they? And then this person, you have this colleague like, no, let's put it flat. Now, what this assumption is saying is that I'm not saying take on my model of the world. I'm saying understand why for me it's like this. I understand. I'm not saying I would accept and imbibe, but I understand. And I respect it. This is who you are. What would have caused like a major, big blow up? Different colors, Do you know that in life, because of where you sit and where you stand, you see just one thing? Well, because of where she sits and where she stands, she sees something different. But to you, no. And most times, we are not that patient and curious, inquisitive, to want to understand, how is this person seeing this thing? Because you see, where you're standing has to do with also your self filters, your beliefs, your values, your background, your memories, all those things. Where she too. Because even sometimes both of you might be seeing white, but then somebody will be like, it's ivory. Ivory. White. And you are like, really? Off-white. This says it's off-white. Like, it's plain white. No, it's off-white. Remember, these are metaphors. These are just a small representative of really how the outside world is and how things actually in real life are. Because sometimes you want to understand why a husband and wife will say, no, I want my food like this. This one goes, I want my food like this. And then it starts a fight. I've been there. Why should we cut a fish before we fry it or grill it? Why? I said, no, my mother. I'm like, well, your mother. That's your mother. Me too, my mother. And then like, no. I'm like, and then it comes to, yeah, I'm the head of the house. I'm the father. I'm like, oh boy, before. Olden days, both of us are doing it together. And we laugh about it, but these are things that cause issues. Because sometimes, even at work, even with you and your children, you cannot have the same model of the world. Your time is different from your children's time. That's why my mother would be like, during our days, mommy, during your days, you said it, during your days. These are no longer during your days. But we don't like to do that with our kids because, some people even do it, but not understanding the whole idea about it. So sometimes you go, all this Sonyibo mentality that we are imbibing. No. Things are not the same right now that they were in the 70s or the 80s. And also for employers, things are not the same they were now. Because when you come making demands on some things, one of the presuppositions we will talk about, in class says something about ecology. It talks about something about ecology, and in NLP, ecology is a study of consequences. So this thing you want, what's the consequence of that thing you want on your family, on your children, on your health, on you as a person, on everybody around you? Do you know how many times we've taken decisions not bothering about, the other people there? You're like, this is what I want, this is what I want, this is what I want. But that decision you have taken as a person has a lot of ripple effect. So in respecting people's model of the world, what we're just saying is that take it that everybody has a unique model of the world, understand where they're coming from. Anthony Robbins says something, you cannot influence people if you do not know what influences them. Sometimes, we just want to barge in on people. Like this is, and then you do that. And it makes you break rapport. Rapport is also something we should be talking about, but we don't have the time. I'm being told my time is over. Rapport is that place of commonness. Is that place of safety. Is that place of understanding. Is that place of trust. Where you can almost have people that other people would not get something from, you can get something from them. You can influence them because you've come to understand this is what influenced this person. But most times, most of us don't understand that there is something called rapport and that you need to establish rapport with people to be able to get them to come over to your side and see things from your side. Today I have my neighbor in our midst. And see, because, yes, and then most times for people, they think, oh, okay, because, we just stay together. There has to be that place where you understand this person for who this person is. Oh, this is this person. This is a lovely person. Do you know some people see people and all they see about them are negative things? And it's just an indication of who you are. Really? Because we say something about perception is not reality. It's because perception is projection. It's because, see, what that means is you can't see what is in me. No, let me put that right. You don't see the world the way the world is. You see the world the way you are. So if you see me, and you say, who is this proud person safe? You're just giving us an indication of who you are. Because some people feel, my own is too much. It's because your own is too much too. It's not my fault, it's you. It's so true. It's because of who you are too. Now, sometimes we have to go through that debate of, oh, okay, does that mean this is all I am? Or no. When something in somebody informs you, it's a different thing. So, assume someone comes in now and somebody is throwing tantrums, and I say, hold on, let's understand what's happening. Or this person is angry. This person comes here and this person is angry. And you take your time to say, oh, I'm sorry you're so angry. What's the matter? That's a different thing. That thing in her is informing me, or that thing in me is informing her to get curious, to get to understand. Because one of the presupposition, one thing is that we have a lot of presuppositions that is dropping in my head now. One thing is that when something about someone informs you, when you're curious to understand what is letting this person go through or exhibit this, it's a different thing from when you see this person and you already label this person. The reason why you can label it is because you know the name. At some point, Mr. Usa is going to be talking about this, about, you cannot experience what you do not know, what you don't have a language for. So how do you know I'm angry? How do you know it is pride? How do you know it is this? How do you know it's stubbornness? It's because you've done it before and you have a name for it. Okay, my time is up. All right, thank you guys. It's been fun meeting you. I hope this is not going to be the last time I'm going to see you guys. I hope you guys are going to come to class. See, opportunities knock every day. One of the reasons why we do not see these opportunities is because in our head, we haven't trained our mind to see opportunities. You know that time when you want to buy a car, and you say to yourself, I want to buy a car, and then at some point you begin to see that car. You know what's happening? Now, when you get into this place where you say to yourself, I want to be a better person, you begin to say, one of the days I was talking to my neighbor, let me talk about this. One of the days I was talking to my neighbor, she said to myself, I'm always so interested about things like this. And that thing just confirmed this thing in teaching class. Because for me, if you're not interested, or if you're not curious about it, even when I mention it, you won't hear it. It's not part of your representation of the world. Now, you're here, you've heard some things. I'm so sure some things have clicked, some things have connected. Please do something about it, or else, like someone I know, things are going to be the same way. Things are going to be the same way. Things are going to be the same way. Then the time is going to come. By the time you want to do it, then something happens. Then you go, and I wanted to do it. So, do you know how many times people have said that story to me? I'm like, hey, yeah. I was like, you were not really interested. You were not committed. You were only interested. You know, there's a difference between being committed and being interested. So please don't be one of those only interested people. Be committed. Thank you.
Alrighty. We have a couple of people that will be sharing. Walter, Nike, Talatu, different people. And then some of our graduates will also show up and they will share a couple of thoughts with us. How many of you are like, okay, this sounds interesting? Let me show you something as we go on break now. It's a thought around curiosity. Can I hear you say curiosity? Curiosity makes you see something rather than labeling it and showing perception is projection that she just taught us. Where you say, this one is a thief. You know, it takes a thief to know a thief. thief knows a thief. Curiosity makes you look at something and go like, what's this? And then you bring out your magnifying lenses. What's this? This weekend, that is going to be happening in your mind. When you hear things you don't know, I already see people raising up hands. They want to ask a question. They want to make a comment. No. Write it down on your paper. Underline it and put a big Q there, question. Because we're going to be giving different kinds of questions afterwards. And do something very important. One of the things that we usually do at our trainings that we haven't done today is what I'm about to ask us to do, and then we'll go on a break. I'm going to ask you to remove all of your previous learnings and lay them aside. Your caps. Everybody came to this training with a cap. You're wearing a cap. Some of you, your cap is called PhD. Some of you is BSc. Some of you, your cap is pastor. Some of you, your cap is mother, father. Some of you is experience. Some of you is whatever cap. APC, PDP, whatever. Okay? The caps become lenses through which you see the world and determines your definition of reality or definition of what is true. Okay? If you say this pen is red and white, then it's red and white. If it is very apparently red and white to me, but from where you are sitting, you are seeing blue and green, what you are seeing is correct. It's perception, and we all know that. But listen, gentlemen, everybody has come in here with previous learnings and previous experiences. And that's also one of the major hindering blocks and hindrances to our making progress. So in a moment, I'm going to actually deal with that. So what I want you to do is get your hands to be free now. Like right now, get your hands free. I don't want you holding anything in your hands. If you have something on your lap, it's fine. Make sure your hands are free. Put your hands on your head, your two hands. It's your cap. Hold your cap quickly. Raise it up. Some of you is very heavy. Raise it up and put it down on your right hand side. Good. Some of you have 2 caps. 3 caps. You have too much that you know. Put your hands again on your head, everybody. Everybody, put your hands on your head. Somebody say, oh God, don't remove my cap. That you're thinking that way means you have 4 more caps. Put your hands on your cap, lift it up. Up. Put it down on your right hand side. Good man. Good. See any more caps? I'll check. When you don't have a cap and you hear something that you don't know, you don't understand, you're going to go like, that's interesting. You're not going to say, what's that? What's that? When Professor Orubebe was teaching us this thing. No. Curiosity says, let me put it down. This is interesting. What's this? That's what a child does. Why is the sky blue? You wouldn't see a child come and say, your tummy is big, you think you're pregnant. It's not pregnancy, it's food. He gets curious. What's there? Get curious. Let that childlike curiosity, ferocious curiosity arise in the course of this weekend. We're going to be throwing a lot of things at you when the training starts. But now as we lay foundations and we haven't started, I want you to know that we are hoping that you will know this is connected to something that you need. How many of you are realizing that already? Oh, absolutely. So what I want you to do is be curious. Be what? Come on, guys. Be what? Curious. Curiosity is, oh, interesting. Can we do that together? Everybody wants to go? No, you do it with an attitude. You do it with an attitude. Your body language. Everybody, come on, let's go. Interesting. Can we do it again? Powerfully, everybody, come on. When you say, when you do that about every concept, every approach, everything you don't understand, you're going to be creating room in your mind. And that's what the stuff real champions are made of. You're going to creating space in your mind to discover more in that regard. Do you understand? Yeah, than to say, I don't believe that. I don't believe that. This is saying that you also understand the concept of respecting other people's model of the world. You see, I grew up in northern Nigeria. This was very key for us. There were some people that were religious and they were extremists, and there were some people that were religious and they were accommodating. So you didn't know who was who. As you're growing up as a child, you learn too quickly how to behave. Because once you're out there, the majority of the people were people you didn't know who was accommodating or who was extremist. I learned soon enough. I used to argue with my Hausa friends. No, it's not like that. No, it's like that. And we'll be arguing. So, the Bible says, the Quran says. Arguing. And one day, I saw one of my friends' eyes got red as we're arguing. And I started to understand tolerance and respect. Okay? You begin to understand that for me, 3 key things another Muslim would want you to understand. Number 1, do not insult my holy prophet. Number 2, do not denigrate or insult or by any way into my holy book. Do you understand? And issues around religion. You can be great friends with me, but be careful because I hold these things dear to me. So understanding meant you need to understand that the way you were brought up, this other person was also brought up a certain way. If you expect him to understand you, also he expects you to understand him. So respect other people's model of the world doesn't say accept it. It says what? Just respect. Respect. Yeah, I know you're gay. I don't like gay, but hey, that's what you want. Fine. It's okay. Do you understand? That's respect. Do you get that? Yeah. Oh, you don't eat pork? Oh, fine, good. It's okay. But not to make fun of it. Throw fun, make issues around it. So respecting other people's motive is very key. There are things we are going to understand, learn, but I want you to get curious. Interesting. Everybody stand up. Let's close our learnings. We'll do and we'll go on a break. Are you ready? Come on, guys. Show me like you're ready. Are you ready? It's 12:30. I'm going to be giving you 30 minutes to get a drink, get some snacks, get something to eat. There's a restaurant downstairs on the ground floor outside to your right. When you get out of the premises, to your right at the end there, it's like a Lebanese place. They sell shawarma and all of those things for those of you who love fast food. There's another restaurant within the premises of the National Library or something. Library, they call it? Museum. And there is Mr. What's that one called again? KFC downstairs when you get out on your left outside or somehow like that. Find your way to wherever it's comfortable for you. Get the water you need and get all of that. Now, if you keep your bag and your stuff here, nobody's responsible for their safety. So it's up to you what you want to do. Get back on time. Get back right on time. Once you hear this song playing, that is playing in the background now, it's also saying that our time is up. We're about to start. Okay, that song says we're about to start if you are hanging around. Well, that song gonna look at your watch. It's 12:30. We're back at 1 o'clock. Eat, rest. There are conveniences outside. Those of you who are at the back, you came late, so you are not aware that we don't use phones within here. Your phones have been one of your number one distractions. And you are coming here with a pattern. Your patterns are showing up already. Same things that have stopped you out there, the same things are stopping you in here. The patterns are continuing. We need to break them. Okay? How you do one thing is how you do everything. One of the things we want to do at the beginning of the next class is we want to change our seats. So in fact, we change our seats. We advise people to go out with their stuff so they can come and take another seat. So don't take it and keep it somewhere. Somebody may come and move it and they have my permission to move your things. Yes. Okay? So you see, we don't have an overflow. So the earlier you come back, the better. If you're here, you're committed, let's together close our learnings. We do remember how we did it earlier? You remember, everybody? Are you ready? All right, let's do it together after the count of 3. 3, 2, 1, go. Fantastic. See you. 30 minutes. Those of you who will hang around, we'll be playing some videos of our past trainings on the screen. You'll be watching them with some sounds. We're playing some of our old videos. You'll get a chance to see them.